Good morning, friends. This morning we're going to read again from the Spark Story Bible. There's one in your pews if you're at church. You might have one at home if you're at home. And otherwise, I'll show you the pictures on here too. We're going to be on page 178. Our story today is called A Good Ruler. God chose the Israelites to be special people. They lived in a country called Israel. God gave them a good ruler named King David. Some of the kings who ruled after King David were not very good. These kings made the Israelites so sad that they forgot about God. There was much trouble in their country. However, God did not forget about them. God sent a man named Jeremiah to give the Israelites hope. Jeremiah said, "Soon God's promise to save all the world will be kept. When the right time comes, God will send a leader from King David's family, and he will be a good ruler." "Hooray!" shouted the people. "God remembers us." The people were hopeful. Everything would be good again. The people could hardly wait. Friends, have you ever waited a long time for something? Maybe you waited for your birthday or a vacation. Maybe you had to stay in your house for a couple days or a couple weeks to make sure you weren't going to get anybody sick. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to visit or to see someone you haven't seen in a long time or go somewhere you haven't been able to go. Waiting can be really, really hard. Even a short amount of time can feel really long. In this story, the Israelites had a tough couple of years. We know what that's like. They wondered if God had forgotten about them. But of course, God never forgets about us, and God didn't forget about them. God sent a prophet named Jeremiah to give them a message. Jeremiah reminded them that God still loved them, and God would send a good ruler to them. The Israelites felt hopeful. The Israelites had to wait a lot longer before they knew who God would send, but we know who God sent. The ruler they were hoping for was Jesus. We are waiting for Jesus to come too. We're waiting to celebrate his birthday on Christmas. In the church, this season of waiting is called Advent. One of the ways that we can keep track of time during Advent is to light the candles on our Advent wreath. If you're in church today, you saw us light the Advent candles up on the chancel. If you're at home, you might have your own Advent wreath. There are 4 big candles on the Advent wreath to mark the 4 Sundays of Advent, the 4 Sundays before Christmas. And then this middle one will light on Christmas. So today is the first Sunday of Advent, and we're going to light the first candle. And as we go through the weeks, we'll light more and more candles to show us that we're getting closer and closer to Christmas and celebrating Jesus' birthday. You can do this with your wreath at home, and we'll check in again next week. It gives us hope during our waiting time. Have a good week, friends.